Alright, hope everybody's having a great afternoon. It was not a great morning when I found out about that terrible plane crash, and so I deleted my video. The video I had was just about, some issues that I had, and I said, you know what, that's not right, you know what I mean? In this kind of time, it's not right to complain about small things. But I do want to talk about a couple things here. And I was finally able to make a record purchase through Discogs. Finally found something that kind of piqued my interest a little bit. So I was going through my old lists of records, and I was looking at a seller. I was like, wait a minute, I've seen this seller before, and so I clicked on it, and there was a record that I had purged a couple months ago. It was in really bad condition. I couldn't clean it. I was very disappointed. It was, I can't think of his name right now, but it was a record I didn't want to pay $15 for. But the seller had it for $3.75, and it looked like it was in pretty good condition. I said, I'm going to get that one. And then also the seller had empty record cover that had been on my list for a while. Now the record cover, I just looked up that said record on eBay, and there was one that I can't remember if it sold or it was in the current listings, and it was $125 or more from the UK or Germany. I don't remember which. It was like $125. So I figured spending a total of $6 or whatever it was to get the cover. And the one that sold for $125 had a generic cover. So I'm either just going to frame it or put it with my stuff or do something with it. It's all beat up and stuff, but I'm really happy to finally get that. That was on my list. And that comes up in my search results all the time, so I was tired of having to look at that time and again for $6 or whatever it cost me. Then I found a 12-inch that kind of piqued my interest. It actually had the original cover according to what the listing said. And it was $1.99 plus 50 cents for shipping. So some of these sellers say 50 cents for shipping, for one item or whatever, and then it just depends on how much, again and again and again. But it was interesting because this seller had 50 cents shipping if you even bought one item. But most of his shipping on his LPs were $5, which is pretty much, what everybody's wanting. But $5 is actually on the fair side these days. It used to be $3, $4. If you can find shipping as low as $5, that's crazy. But again, $5 plus, so $6 or $7 worked out for the shipping. So, I got 3, vinyl items for under $20, which is actually not terrible. But, it's not great either. You can find tons of records if you're not particular. Tons of records on Discogs as low as 10 cents. I found tons of 10 cent, if you do your homework right with Discogs, you can make up a huge, crazy, big package of records for, $20. Find these guys that are throwing like, 45s, in the trash pile and, for 25 cents and no additionals, and you just got to hit the right sellers there. So I will have something to show and share in a little bit, in a week or two. One of the reasons I have this German picture, probably celebrating some sort of Oktoberfest, is that eventually I'm going to be showing off my German binder again. I'm not going to go through the entire story about this. I might just show you a couple pictures from this. And I have several videos alluding to this, but the one showing the entire binder, supposedly, has not been updated. It's not been shown off since 10 years ago, according to my YouTube algorithm. It says this video was uploaded 10 years ago. And so I'll just show you a few things in here. One of the reasons I also want to show this, if you ever come across Hallmark pages, they're the best pages in the world for what I'm doing here. These are 4x6 pages, and you say, oh, 4x6 pages, no biggie, but they're side loading. They load from the side here, which is awesome, so the cards don't fall out this way. But what's even better about these is that a lot of the 4x6 pages do not work for the overseas cards, which have slightly different centimeters or whatever. So they will not fit in regular 4x6 pages, or they will stick out and get the tops all damaged. And 99% of the ones that I have fit in here. Obviously, there's a few that are not in here still, but just a random assortment of some of these came in lots. Some of them were actually bonus items that were gifted to me by sellers, but I can't buy from Germany anymore because the last couple of orders, some of them were just the wrong, every time it was the wrong picture, or it was the not even shipped to me. It was lost in the mail, supposedly. So, and how do you supposed to, what do you do? I took losses on each one of those because I'm the person that takes the benefit of the doubt. They shipped it out and it got lost, and I don't want them to, oops, there's something that's, watch what I'm doing here because something's falling out of here. So why is this one falling out of here? Oh, this is just a coaster. And interestingly enough, I was at the bins one year and found a whole bunch of old German coasters. So very, very cool. So I threw them in some of the pages here. Thought they were neat. And I just picked the ones that look like they didn't get damaged by any kind of beer rings or anything. I don't want to have any kind of old food spills and stuff on that. So you got to watch what you're doing, and just show you a few more here. Some of these people I got because the images were cool or they were cheap. They came in lots. Sometimes I knew who the actors were. Sometimes I knew who the musicians were. And some of them just had last names that were interesting to me. Here's some of the festival princesses and queens or whatever from the different festivals. You used to be able to request those for free via one of the websites, I think. I couldn't remember if you had to send a SACE or if they would just send it to you. And I said, do you have one of the current one and maybe one of the former ones, because I didn't have them, and they sent me 2 pictures that were signed. So that's very kind of neat there. I don't know if those are the ones or the ones I purchased. They're very hard to find because eBay likes to mess up the translation from the German, so it's very impossible to find what you're looking for if you know what you're typing in, because I had to do a lot of reverse searches, and sometimes I had to go to eBay UK or Germany to figure out some of the different countries, to figure out what was going on for some of those listings there, and figure out what was what. They're not all spontaneously listed on eBay here, so you have to, if you try to buy from some of these outside of the US eBay vendors, you have to make sure that they will actually ship to the United States and what their terms are. And I might go back and try again. It's been nearly 2 or 3 years since I tried buying anything from, and then of course I was buying stuff from France, and that ship has sailed because this seller was okay, but he didn't lose 2 of my orders. I think the USPS or one of the postal machines, but he shipped them in tissue paper envelopes, which destroyed. I don't know if that was by design, but everybody's trying to get it to be the lightest possible so they don't have to, they avoid customs and all that stuff. All the rules of these countries, everybody's been nickel and dimed trying to just get stuff to the United States, and so a lot of commerce has stopped. I don't ship anything to Germany anymore. It's unfortunate because, that was a good little bit there for a while, but anyway. So, other thing is I got some positive news in an email. One of my friends wrote back to me, and that's always nice because sometimes I wonder where my friends are and they don't always get back to me in emails, but he was going to do something for me the best he can and make sure that I don't have any issues with something, and so that was very nice of him. He did not need to do that, but I was asking for help and he decided to help me back, and that's just really neat in this day and age. Unfortunately, sad as it is, and I don't really talk politics on this channel here very much at all, because I don't want to lose 50% of my viewers or more of them, but in light of today's events, or yesterday or whatever, whenever the accident happened, it should be just a time of reflection and a time of letting people figure out what's what. And some of the political powers out there are already just stating all different kinds of things and throwing everybody under the bus and blaming prior administrations and stuff. Whether you say that's correct or not, people are coming out and said these are my opinions, and their opinions are fact. And it's really just getting out of hand. Now, all of my information is secondhand, and of course, I take information from all sources. This is why I watch the large YouTube channels and the smaller YouTube channels to get perspective from everybody. Because unfortunately, in today's society, we just go to our friends or certain sources and we just source our information from certain people. And we don't get all sides of the story. And the last thing I want to do is get egg on my face and this day and age, it's not possible because they're about $8 right now at the store. In fact, all the milk was sold out except for maybe one chocolate milk at the Dollar General. Maybe it's just the day that they just got wiped out, or maybe they had a sale going on, because they do run sales on some of their stuff. They still have the Red Baron pizzas, two for $10. That's even cheaper than Grocery Outlet by like $1 or $2. That's crazy. They're almost $6 a piece at Grocery Outlet. And then they had some deal on vegetables. But it's funny how people pick out, something and then leave one, and then you can't get the deal because there's only one left, because it's buy three, for this price get. I mean, usually that's how it works with some stores. You must buy those three to get that deal. I'm sure they might bend over backwards to get you that deal, but, so I didn't get the vegetable packets I wanted, But people say, well, if you really want those vegetables bad enough, you should basically just buy them whatever they cost, But, right now I'm just being in conservation mode, but it was fun to finally pick out some records. Again, one of them was kind of on my list. It's not listenable. I can get a copy of that on YouTube and listen to that. But finally, I'm going to, hopefully, if it gets shipped and not canceled. My previous Discogs order was canceled because they said item was not in stock, sorry, and they refunded me. And that's never fun because you're always, very excited for the music, and it's a tangible thing. You can see what the record looks like. You want to show people on YouTube how good a deal you got or didn't get. You just want to use it as a way to kind of further your collection, but yet, keep your channel going. And I've noticed that my channel views and comments have dropped off a cliff right now. And that's really the way it is for a lot of the veteran YouTubers that don't seem to fit the algorithm. Everybody's been very nice and polite these days, and that's very nice, and giving positive content, and comments. But it's just one of those things, things have just dropped off a cliff for me, and also part of it is because I've not been posting daily. One of the things that I've kind of despised over the last couple years is people are posting daily, but they're posting like 12 to 15, 20 videos per day. And they're all YouTube shorts, and that's fine for those people, but I've had to cut back my viewing by a lot because, I do sometimes these 20-minute videos, but other people have been posting crazy long videos as well, too. And it's just like, I can't watch 30 minutes of stuff. If I watch, the travel vlog guys, if I watch some of the political guys and the news guys, and then, I've got 5 or 10 hours of watch time on YouTube every single day. Never mind, finally watching the Beetlejuice movie last night, getting around to that finally. And I enjoyed bits of it because supposedly they were mostly old-fashioned practical effects, from what I understood. And, they did it kind of the old way. And it just kind of had a vintage feel to it to me. I don't agree with everything, of that particular franchise, and it was just very weird. And I remember the cartoon growing up as a kid. But like I said, I enjoyed certain parts of it. Will I watch it again? I don't know. Maybe, and watch some of the special features and take my time doing that. But anyway, I'm reviewing some cards that I got, some soccer cards, sets that I've kind of abandoned, other projects I've abandoned, working on some papers and just kind of taking it easy. But got some work to do fairly shortly here, so I will be doing that. I will post this sometime this afternoon. I just want to let people know that I'm on the mend. Everybody's getting sick around here, and my friends were MIA at GW. GW short for Goodwill, and some other family members have been kind of have this kind of nagging stuff here. But anyway, hope everybody. Oh, and one silly thing is, I went down the lane after the mail got here, and they left all my envelopes, my TTMs, in the box. So I had to run them down to the post office. No harm, no foul, because I decided to get some stuff at the grocery. So hope everybody has a great weekend. If I don't post till then, and thank you for watching.